prepare to be hypnotized. Or maybe not. Hi, I'm Gabby and welcome back to another edition of the Fragrantician, where here on this channel we talk about nothing but fragrances. So, if that's your Dior or Chanel or whatever, then keep on watching. So in today's video we are talking about a fragrance that was overhyped and is still overhyped, but not as much. Yes, it's a fragrance from 1998, which is Hypnotic Poison from Dior. Now, I did do like a mini review of this a long time ago, way back when I started my channel, and I thought I would revisit this, but I thought I would look at it from a different angle. I thought I would kind of like talk about it from an angle that a lot of us have spoken about with Hypnotic Poison. Now, Hypnotic Poison, as I say, it came out in 1990. The nose behind this is Annick Minardo, and this is a 50 ml, and I have used approximately nearly half of this bottle, I would say. Now, this is from 2014, so this is a reformulated version of a reformulated version of a reformulated version. However, much to my chagrin, much to my shock horror, apparently in 2020 it was reformulated again, and the new bottle is not like this anymore. The new bottle is more plain red and it is more see-through. It still has the gold cap though at the top, and the writing, if you notice, the writing in this is gold. It is now in silver. No, that's bad in my opinion. The writing needs to be in gold. It has to be. However, the powers that be at Dior have decided to put it in silver for some reason. Now, the newer version, so I have been told, and I will link his channel down below. I will link Dacob, who did a really good, thorough side-by-side review of Hypnotic Poison. He did a batch from similar to this. I think his was 2015. And he then bought a new bottle of Dior from 2021. And he concluded that it was more leathery and more smoky. Now, to me, that actually goes beyond everything that what Hypnotic Poison originally stands for. Let's face it, when it came out in 1998, it hit the storm. It was a flanker of Poison, but all the Poison flankers are a fragrance in their own right. There is no actual similar DNA in all the Poison flankers to the original Poison, which is an incense bomb. So this version from around, actually let's rewind, shall we? Let's rewind. So 98 was the first formula. Then apparently round about the mid 2000s it was tweaked and reformulated slightly. It was still a rubbery, that red rubbery bottle that we could see through, and then it was reformulated again, which I do believe around about 2009, and then it was reformulated again from 2010, which is this glossy bottle with an ombre effect and a purple cap rather than a black cap that the previous one had. So through those three reformulations, possibly a fourth reformulation now, Dior Hypnotic Poison, is it what it used to be? Now, this version, I will say, if I spray it, this, well, according to Dior's website now, there's just 3 main notes. There's almond, jasmine sambac is it, and vanilla. Now, smelling this version, I get the almond, but on my skin, this goes really vanillic. And it has that, what some people say, that Play-Doh effect. Now, dolls and Play-Doh apparently were actually sprayed with this vanillic kind of scent to give it that scent. So is that mimicking this, or is it the vice versa? Who knows? Anyway, whatever, I love that smell. I love that kind of doll head smell. It is vanillic. The almond is pronounced, but it kind of isn't linear on my skin. It goes from almond to the vanilla. The jasmine is just a wisp, and the other florals are not there at all. I mean, in 1998, apparently, it had all of these other florals, such as lily of the valley, rose, it had caraway, it had sandalwood and musk, as well as vanilla. It had apricot, it had plum, maybe. I don't really remember that version. I remember the version from really the mid-2000s onwards. Although, when I first smelt that, I did smell that 1998 version. I do remember smelling it because I do remember a friend owning it. And I remember thinking to myself, I don't like that really. It was quite bitter. Very bitter. This is sweet vanilla. Sweet, sweet vanilla. And the almond is there, but it isn't linear. It changes on my skin. Scent. I really do like this version from 2010 to 2020. I love this version. Not sure if I'm gonna like the 2020 version. Now, apparently this 2020 version has this completely different smell to it. Have you tried it? I would like to know. Francois de Marchy, it's probably it was his swan song at the time. He has now left, so it will be interesting to see what Francis Kurkdjian gives to Dior, and if he does his own take on Hypnotic Poison. To me, it is that perfect almond vanilla combination. And that's what I love about this. The caraway, if there is caraway in there, it gives it... There is a slight bitterness, but it really dissipates and it goes really sweet on my skin. The dry down on my skin goes like white chocolate. If you've ever smelt Nestle Milky Bar white chocolate, this is how this goes on my skin, and I really love that. My skin actually amps up vanilla, so that's why on other gourmand scents I try to be wary of caramels and all of that because it really amps it up. That said, Angel is one of my signatures, but that doesn't go too sickly sweet on my skin for some reason. But back to Hypnotic Poison. I will repurchase this, but I'm not sure if I'll repurchase a newer version. I will look for a version that is from 2010 to 2020. I think myself, the longevity in the sillage now, performance, longevity is okay. It's about 5 hours on my skin, and the sillage is average to slightly above average. Apparently the original one from 98 was above average. It was super strong, lasted 8+ hours, strong projection and sillage. I would say the projection is there, on my skin for the first hour to an hour and a half, and then after that the sillage, it leaves more of a scent trail. Whenever I wear fragrances generally on my skin, they tend to leave, some of them, a scent trail, and this is one of them, and that's what I like. That's what I actually prefer to a projection. I don't want to be stood next to somebody and they're smelling me all day. I don't really want that, really, unless I want to irk someone off, and then I've done that, especially a fragrance they don't like. Is this mass appealing? Well, in 98, when it came out, it really was mass appealing. Not sure if it is so mass appealing now, because the gourmand textures of fragrances now in the last 10 years, especially 15 years, has just taken over. And to me, at the time when this came out, it was the perfect vanilla, slightly gourmand scent, not really going into that oriental territory, although it was classed as that. That, to me, is more spicy with a vanilla. This isn't spicy vanilla. This has a slight bitterness from when you bite into an almond, but then it then transforms into this Cornish vanilla ice cream mixed with white chocolate on my skin, which is so dreamy and so decadent and so delectable, and I love it for that. So, would I recommend it? Absolutely. Is it for a fragrance curator, collector? Absolutely. To keep in the collection. Would I like the first version? Yes, I would, to compare. Now, I do have by Dua, which is a dupe of Hypnotic Poison, and that is meant to be from the first formula from 1998. I will say that is much more bitter and not as sweet as this. So this is sweeter, in my opinion, this reformulation from around 2010, pre-2020. So if you can, look for it. If you can, it is an ombre with a purple top, and it is in gold, not silver. Always check your batch codes. Always, when you're looking on the grey market, make sure that it is a reputable seller on eBay or Etsy or on a private site, and make sure that you can check the batch code. Ask questions. If they're not going to come back and answer you, that means something is iffy. So when they do answer you, that's a good sign. Can you wear this all year round? Well, do you know what? I would say, I used to say autumn and winter only. I've kind of changed my mind on that, really. If you're a seasonal fragrance, wear it for autumn and winter, because it is a cosy, sweet, vanillic scent. But if you just want to underspray slightly and just do 2 or 3 sprays of it, although I never really do 2 or 3 sprays, let's face it, I do at least 4 or 5, I would still wear this on a summer evening or a spring evening or a spring day. I wouldn't wear it on a really hot, cloying day. But there again, I might, because I'm that type of person. But really, it is, if you're really looking for a seasonal scent, autumn and winter. But it is just, it's so beautiful. And is it still the bomb? Well, Dior Reformulate. Let's just be grateful we've still got it. Just overspray. Just use a body lotion. Just use some Vaseline. Just use something to prolong that intensity of the fragrance. Just a little dab. Spray it on clothes if you want much more longevity. And I get a good 5 to 6 hours out of this fragrance. And projection, is there for about an hour, then it does sit closer to the skin, but the sillage centrale is still there. So yes, I would say hypnotic poison, in my opinion, is still as hypnotic as it was. So that was my rendition of hypnotic poison. Do you own it? Have you owned it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Which formula do you have? Comment down below. Next time, spray with a gay abandon, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.